ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च ये कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमां वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसूक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नां अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं जयदं सुहृदो पङ्गुर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधामदनमोहनो अमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहृदावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवतस्वरूपम् परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षीक्षराय दे सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोऽस्तु मे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदारे कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत् वेलकम ऑल द devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are reading from first canto, 6th chapter, text 30 onwards. Hare Krishna. सहस्रयुग पर्यन्ते उत्थायेदं शिष्टदा मरीचि मिश्रर्षया प्राणेभ्यो अहं च जाज्निरे सहस्रयुग पर्यन्ते उत्थायेदं शिक्षदा मरीचि मिश्रर्षया प्राणेभ्यो अहं च जाज्निरे. हरे कृष्णा. उमा.
हरे कृष्णा. सहस्रयुगपर्यन्ते उत्थायेदं शिश्रिक्षतः मरीचिमिश्रा ऋषयः प्राणेभ्योऽहं च जाग्निरे.
मयूरी माता जी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्ते उत्थायेदं शिश्रक्षतः मरीचिमिश्रा ऋषयः प्राणेभ्यो अहं च जगिरे.
हरि कबीर प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. धन्यवाद. प्रणाम. या सहस्र युग पर्यन्ते उत्थायेदं शिश्रुक्षतः मरीचिमिश्रा ऋषयः प्राणेभ्योऽहं च जग्निरे.
Uma, can you please read the translation?
This number is
Or billion, 300 million.
billion. Okay. After 4,300,000,000 solar years, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, all the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them.
Very good. So Narada Maharshi in the previous verse, said that after the Kalpanta, end of Kalpa, he again took birth as the son of Brahma. Okay, because one day of Brahma was finished, then he again woke up from his sleep. So where did Brahma, along with other personalities, sages, went into the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, right? So the night is over, again the dawn appeared, so the creation again started. So they all appeared from after 4,300,000,000 solar years. So that much is the night. The day is same, night is also same. So 4,300,000,000 years is the daytime of Brahma when everybody is active. Just like when we get up, we go to work, we do so many activities. When the night falls, we go to sleep. Again, morning we get up. Similarly, Brahma also. The duration of Brahma's one day is 4,300,000,000 years, whereas our duration of day is 24 hours. That's the only difference. So at dusk, after dinner, we go to sleep. Then at dawn, next day morning, we wake up. Similarly, Brahma also goes to sleep along with others. So that is the duration of Brahma's night, 4,300,000,000 solar years. Then he woke up to create again by the will of the Lord. So all the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, the Sapta rishis, they are all created from the transcendent body of the Lord because they came from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And Lord Brahma did the secondary creation. And along with them, Narada also came. So actually 10, sages appeared from Brahma. Okay, so one of them is Narada also. And I also appeared along with them. Who is that I? Narada.
Narada.
Yeah. Narada is telling the story, his own story, to be asked there. So he also appeared. So that time he got a transcendental body. Transcendental body, not a material body like before, when he was the son of a maid servant. So he became a pure devotee of the Lord. So he got rid of the material body and got the transcendental body. That's what he's telling. So the duration of the day in the life of Brahma is 4,320,000,000 solar years. How we have arrived at this figure? Chaturayuga, the total of Chaturayuga multiplied by 1,000. Okay. Chaturayuga total multiplied by 1,000 is 4,320,000,000 years. 4,320,000,000. This is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita, Sahasra Yuga Paridyanta, that sloga. So Lord Krishna says this to Arjuna also, they say. So for this period, Brahmaji rests in Yoga Nidra within the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, because from the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the lotus sprouted, and in that lotus, Brahma was born. So that's why went back again to Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu at night, the generator of Brahma. Thus, after the sleeping period of Brahma, when there is again creation by the will of the Lord, through the agency of Brahma, all the great rishis again appear from different parts of the transcendental body, and Narada also appears. So through the agency of Brahma, all these rishis were again created, all these rishis. So it's not necessary that they are the same rishis. Sometimes if those rishis gets promoted to the spiritual planet, so a new sets of rishis, that means new sets of jivatma in that post comes. So the Atri and Angira, Marichi, all these rishis may not be the same souls who were there in the previous day of or previous kalpa of Brahma. They might have already gone back home, back to Godhead. A new sets of rishis, new spiritual souls, individual souls appear as Marichi, Angira, Atri and all. So every Manvantara, the demigod changes. Every Manvantara. Every Manvantara also, the period of demigods are for one Manvantara. Okay, how many Manvantara is there? 71 point something, around 72 Manvantaras in a day of Kalpa. How many Manus are there in a day of Kalpa?
14, Prabhu?
Yes, 40. 40. Okay. So 14 into 72 is how much? Kapil Prabhu? Approximately.
What was it? 14 into 7?
72.
72. That is 1000 something.
Yeah.
1000.
So that is it 1000. That is 1000. 1000 Yuga cycle. Okay. So 14. 1000 divided by 72 is 14. So 14 Manu comes in a day of Brahma. That is a calculation.
Exactly, it is 1008, right? 1008, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I said in a day of Brahma, that is in 4,320,000,000 years, exactly to be specific. Yeah, 4,320,000,000 years, solar years. There are 14 Brahmas. Okay, 14 Manus, and 72 Manvantara is one day of Brahma. So you get 1000. So that's a calculation. So this is also stated. So this is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. So for this period, Brahmaji rests in Yoga Nidra within the body of Garbhosa Vishnu, generator of Brahma. Thus, after the sleeping period of Brahma, when there is again creation, by the will of the Lord, through the agency of Brahma, all the great rishis again appear from different parts of the transcendental body. So the progeny, it was not the progeny that we make nowadays, the union of male and female. Just by the will of Lord, Brahmas from his different parts of the body, personalities like sages appear. So when the actual progeny, the human started after Manu only. After Manu, after the creation of Manu. So Manu and Shatarupa, they are the first female and male. From them came Manushya or Manava or man through physical union. Manu and Shatarupa. So that's why we are descendants of Manu. We are called Manushya or Manava. Till then, it's just by their yogic power from different parts of the body. So Narada was created from the deliberation of Brahmaji, from the mind. Manasaputra. Okay. So Narada was known as Manasaputra. From the mind of Lord Brahma, Narada appeared. So this means that Narada appears in the same transcendental body, just as a man awakes from sleep in the same body. Now, when we go to sleep, in the same manner we get up also. Okay. So Sri Narada is eternally free to move in all parts of the transcendental and material creation of the Almighty. He appears and disappears in his own transcendental body, which is without distinction of body and soul, unlike conditions. There is no distinction between body and soul. Now we have distinction. No, we wear this body. The soul is covered by the body. The body is different, soul is different. But as far as Narada is concerned, he got a transcendental body. He got a transcendental body. So there is no difference between his soul and the bodily parts. Now, when I say this is my hand, this is my hand, that means me and these hands are distinct, different, isn't it? But as far as Narada is concerned, there is no distinction between his body and the soul. That's what Prabhupada makes it very clear here. Okay, so is it clear?
Prabhuji, that calculation, what 1000 and all, can you repeat that explanation, that calculation, what
Okay,
you?
just make it very simple. Just remember 432,000 years.
Yeah, clear, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that is Kali Yuga, lifespan, duration. Okay. Twice is Dharma Yuga, thrice is Treta Yuga, 4 times is Satya Yuga. That comes
Okay.
total 4,320,000 years. One
Okay.
Chandra Yuga, 4,320,000 years. Multiply by 1,000
Yeah.
is
Okay.
4,320,000,000 years. That is 1 day of Kalpa, 1 day of Brahma or 1 Kalpa.
Correct.
That
So
much
that
is
one.
night also.
Yeah, correct. So that 1000 also use given some explanation of why 1000.
1,000 is just like 72 Manvantara is also 1 Kalpa. So 72
Okay.
Manvantara means in 1 day of this, 1 Manu lives for 72 Manvantaras. I mean 72 cycles, sorry. 72 Yuga cycles. So 14 Manu into 72 is 1,000.
Okay. Okay. Prabhuji, thank you.
So
Hare
for
Krishna Prabhuji.
yes,
Solar years मतलब?
our earthly years.
No, means
Uh,
daytime Prabhuji?
no, yeah.
Day
This
and
is
night?
only daytime. So much is night
Daytime.
also. Only daytime.
Hmm.
12 hours. This 4,320,000,000 solar years is only the day of Brahma. That is our 12 years. 12 hours, sorry. That much is the night also. Okay, Prabhuji? So every night when Brahma goes to sleep, he along with the whole universe goes to the body of Garbhasaya Vishnu. Then again, new body is given to us. We don't now suppose we are towards that time. We are in that time when the kalpa is getting over. Okay, when the kalpa is getting over, for example, we also go along with Brahma into the body of Garbhasaya Vishnu. Then, according to our karma and our desire, we get a different body. We may not get this body. I will not get this body. You will not get this body. You may get a different body in different species also. Sometime we already attained the spiritual world. We will not come back. We will go to the Goloka or Vaikuntha. But those who are still having the material desires, they will come back in a different body, not the same body. According to our karma and desires, we will get another body. Okay. But the spiritual personalities, just to take part in the Leela of Supreme Lord, they come, Narada always come as Narada only, because he is a spiritual person now. So whenever Lord wants him in his entourage, he come along with for partaking in the Leela of Supreme Lord. Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
So text 31. Andarbahishcha lokamsrin Paryemi askandidavradam Anugrahan Mahavishnoor Avighata Gadi Kvajit Andarbahishcha lokamsrin Paryemi askandidavratam Anugrahan Mahavishnoor Avighata Gadi Kvajit. Okay, Kapil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Antarbahishya lokamstrin paryemi askandita vrata anugraha mahavishnu avikata kahit kvachit.
Haribol. Uma.
Hare Krishna. अन्तर्बहिश्च लोकां स्त्रीन् पर्येम्यस्कण्डिताव्रतः अनुग्रहान् महाविष्णोर् अविगाता गधी क्वचित्.
Haribol. Mayuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
अन्तर्बहिश्च लोकान् स्त्रीन् पर्येमि स्कन्दितव्रतः अनुग्रहात् महाविष्णुः अभिघात गति क्वचित्.
The word. Okay, then Vandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Very good.
अंतर्बहिश्च लोकान् स्त्रीन् पर्यम्य स्कन्दितव्रता अनुग्रहान् महाविष्णो विघात गति क्वचित्.
The word. Kapil Prabhu, can you please read the translation?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord.
Very good. Since then, since when? Since he came to this material, when Brahma got up. Okay. So he got merged into the Garbhaswaya Vishnu's abdomen along with Brahma, when he relinquished his material body and got a spiritual body. Then he came in the next day of Brahma. So since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world, in the three divisions of material. Which are the three divisions of material world?
This Swarg Patal,
Upper, middle, and lower planetary system. So he is free to travel anywhere within these three divisions of material world as well as in the spiritual world. Nobody can stop him. Nobody will stop him because he has unbroken devotional service of the Lord. He has already developed unbroken devotional service of the Lord. He has a Sachidananda body. Nobody will check him. Yes, you have no entry here. If you want to go from one state to another state, we may look at some, legal document. If you want to go from one country to another country, we need passport, visa, and so on and so forth. But here is one personality, okay, who doesn't require any passport, any visa to travel throughout spiritual and material world. That is a special prerogative for Narada Maharshi. So as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, there are three divisions of the material spheres, namely the Urdhaloka, topmost planets, Madhyaloka, midway planets, and Adholoka, downward planets. Beyond the Urdhaloka planets, that is to say above the Brahmaloka, are the material coverings of the universes, and above that is the spiritual sky, which is unlimited in expansion, containing unlimited self-illuminated Vaikuntha planets inhabited by God himself, along with his associates. So, within this material world, Urdhva, Madhyam, and Adham. Why Urdhva? Because it is the high planetary system where the devotees are closer to Krishna. Madhya in the middle. Lower, they're very far from Krishna. For them to attain Krishna Loka or spiritual planet takes long time. It takes long time. So that is the Vaikuntha planets inhabited by God himself along with his associates who are all eternally liberated living entities. Sri Narada Muni could enter all these planets in both the material and spiritual sphere without restriction, as much as the Almighty Lord is free to move personally in any part of his creation. Just like the Supreme Lord is also free to move anywhere in material as well as spiritual world. In the material world, the living beings are influenced by the three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. But Sri Narada Muni is transcendental to all these material modes, and thus you can travel everywhere unrestricted. There is no restriction like us. As I told you, we need passport, visa, and other things to go from one place to another place. But Narada Maharshi is such a personality, he doesn't require any passport or visa. He can freely travel throughout any corner of the material and spiritual world. Nobody will check him. He is a liberated spaceman. The causeless mercy of Lord Vishnu is unparalleled, and such mercy is pursued by the devotees only by the grace of the Lord. So, how we can, get the mercy of the Supreme Lord? It is especially in the age of Kali. By what process we should take? What process we should
Chanting the
practice?
holy name.
Chanting the holy name. Okay. Suppose there is 100. So 1 is a number. The 0 has value when there is a number. Right? If you remove the 1, the 0 has any value. So this 1 is chanting. This 1 represents the chanting. The other 0 are the other sadhanas. So if that 0 has to be, has some value, there should be 1. Without the figure 1, 0 has. So keep this 1 chanting, then other sadhanas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put 0, 0, 0. 100, 1,000, 10,000, lakh, like that it goes. So any sadhana without, especially in the age of Valley, any sadhana without chanting the holy name of the Lord, it has 0 value. If it has to be some value, you should chant the holy name of the Lord. So the figure is chanting. So then any other sadhana will increase by 1 0. Yes, 100 will become 1,000, then 10,000, lakh and crore, this, like that it goes. So, but if you don't chant, other will have no value, other sadhanas. That's what, the same. So that is an importance of chanting. So, Narada Maharshi, what he chants? Narayana, 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 Narayana. Every time he keeps chanting. Why? So that's to show the importance of chanting the holy name. Is there any time that Narada doesn't utter this word, Narayana? Every second he's telling Narayana. He has a veena and he plays that veena and say Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So that is the importance of chanting. So even Prabhupada says 99% of our devotional service or devotional progress depends on our quality chanting. 99%. The other 1% are supplements to this chanting. It is supplementary to this chanting. So that is the importance of chanting. 99%. The deity worship and reading and other things and all, is only supplement to this chanting. So 99% chanting, 1% other sadhanas. So the causeless mercy of the Lord Vishnu is unparalleled, and such mercy is perceived by the devotees only by the grace of Lord. Therefore, the devotees never fall down. But the materialists, that is the fruity workers and the speculative philosophers, do fall down, being forced by the respective modes of nature. Because the pure devotees of the Lord never fall down, because the grace of the Supreme Lord is already there. That's why that. But other materialists, even though they may be pious people, even though they may be doing pious activities, helping poor, giving money to poor and giving or helping others in education, material education, treating them in hospitals, flood victims, this victim, that victim, they're helping physically, financially, they will fall down definitely. Why? The one is not there. The one is not there. If one is there, then they will get promoted. These are all, as far as spirituality is concerned, these are all zeros only, without the one, without the figure 1. It has value if we have this. If we have unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord's holy name. So that's why even the fruity workers and the speculative philosophers do fall down, being forced by their respective modes of nature. Why? Because all the activities that they are doing in this material world, in any of the 3 modes of material nature, will bring them down or bind them to this material world. They may be a great philanthropist, altruist, but they are still within the 3 modes of material nature, which will bind them to this material world. Yajnartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandha. Yajnartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you don't do your activities as a yajna to the Supreme Lord, it will bind you. That same activity will bind you to this material world. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna. So any activity that we do, it should be offered as a sacrifice to the Supreme Lord for his pleasure. When he gets happiness, when he is getting bliss, we being part and parcel of that Supreme Lord also get bliss, happiness, peace of mind. So all the activities should be dovetailed as an offering, as a sacrifice to please the Supreme Lord, not for our sense gratification. So the rishis, as above mentioned, cannot enter into the transcendent world like Narada. Cannot. Why? Because they don't have a spiritual body. This fact is disclosed by the Narasimha Purana. Rishis like Marichi are authorities in fruity work. As I told you, there are 10 sages that Brahma has created first. First 4 Kumaras, Sanatana, Sananda, Sanaka. Then afterwards, when they did not oblige Lord Brahma's desires of procreation, making progenies, so he created 10 sages. Out of them, Narada is special because he has a Sachidananda body. Others are not like Narada. Why? That's why it is said that rishis like Marichi are authorities in fruity work. Okay, Sakama Bhaktas. And rishis like Sanaka, Sanatana are authorities in philosophical speculation. Jnanis. That Jnanis. They are not Bhaktas. So, Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion, Anya Abhilashida Shunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavardam, Anukulyana Krishnanushelanam, Bhakti Ruttamam. So, Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. There should be no Abhilasha for material sense gratification. Shunyam means zero. We used to get in school or colleges in the exam, zero. Okay. So, Anya Abhilashida, like karma, jnana, dhyana, for want of material benefits. It should be shunyam. Jnana, karma, adi, anavardam. Free of jnana and karma, etc. Anukulyana, Krishnanu, Shilana, Bhakti. Favorable devotional service to the Supreme Lord Krishna. Bhakti Uchari. That is the Uttama Bhakti. So here, Narada Maharshi is distinct from the other rishis. He is not into karma, he is not into jnana, he is not into dhyana, he is not into any material ambitions. He is pure devotee. So that's why he is a free spaceman. Anywhere he can go. So, but Sri Narada Muni is a prime authority for transcendental devotional service of the Lord. All the great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni in the order of Narada Bhakti Sutra, and therefore all the devotees of the Lord are unhesitatingly qualified to enter into the kingdom of God. So whoever Narada, approached and made devotees, just like Prahlad, okay? Then Vyasadev, Valmiki, Dhruva, Mrigari, you name it, all of them have become pure devotee. They attain the spiritual planet. If you become a friend of any jnanis or karmis, you will not get this position in the spiritual world. So Narada Maharshi, whomever has come into contact with Narada, they all became great devotees. They all could attain the spiritual planets by Vaikuntha or Goloka. So that is the importance and significance of associating with a pure devotee. So we should try to associate with pure devotees, Shuddha Bhaktas. So how there are no pure devotees nowadays. So how do you attain perfection? Associating with Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, given by Srila Prabhupada, it is association with a pure devotee. So this book and Prabhupada are non-different. Book Bhagavata and person Bhagavata. So when we read, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and such literatures given to us by Prabhupada, we are associating with Prabhupada. There is no difference. There's no difference. So we are associating with sages like Prabhupada. So we also get the pure devotion service. How Narada got from the Bhaktivedanta devotees. So all the great authorities in the devotion service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni. Just like it is said that Mahajana ena kathasa pantha. We should follow in the footsteps of Mahajana, okay? The great personalities, devotees. That should be our path. We should not follow any Tom, Dick, and Harry. No sports people, no film personalities, no politicians, no mundane personalities. We should follow in the footsteps of Acharyas, Mahajanas, like Bhishma, Dhruva, Prahlada, Lord Shiva, Yama, okay, Janaka, Narada. And these are all great personalities. Brahma, all of them are great personalities. So we should follow in the footsteps of such personalities. Then it is guaranteed that we'll become one among them. So just like when you put an iron rod in the fire for for a long time, we will get the quality of the fire. Similarly, when we associate with pure devotees, we will also imbibe their qualities. So constant association of pure devotees will purify us. Okay. So when we have so many material desires, we cannot stop the desires. But what we can do? What we can do? We cannot stop any desires. We can purify our desires. Desires will be there. So how this material desires we should purify and make it spiritual desire, or at least some good desires. From good desires we should make it spiritual desires. So slowly we should transform the desire from material to good, from bad to good, and from good to pure goodness. So when we have the spiritual desires, then we are on the right path. So how we can get that? By following the Mahajanas. So Narada Bhakti Sutra, and therefore all the devotees of the Lord are unhesitatingly qualified to enter into the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha. So everyone will be qualified to enter into the Vaikuntha planets if you follow in the footsteps of personalities or devotees like Narada Maharshi. Okay, so any questions or any comments in this? Or let's go to 32. Devadattam imam veenam sarva brahma vibhushitam मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तम् इमां वीणां सर्वब्रह्मविभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्. Okay, Uma.
Hare Krishna. देवदत्तामिमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्मा विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्.
Hari Bol. Kabir Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Devadattamimaam veenam swarabrahma vibhusitam muschayitva harikatham gayamanaswaramyam.
Hari Bol. Mayuri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna.
देवदत्तामिमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्.
Hari Bol. Jai Prabha Mataji.
देवदत्तम् इमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्मविभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्.
Hari Bol. Vandana Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Right.
देवदत्तामिमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्मविभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्.
Very good. Okay, Uma, can you please read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound, and which was given to me by Lord Krishna.
Very good. And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. So he started traveling constantly, singing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Narayana, 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 like that. But he also used the Veena. He also used the Veena. Okay. It produces a transcendental sound vibration. There are many musical instruments. Some are in the mode of goodness, some are in the mode of passion, some are in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So you can categorize those instruments depending upon what sound it produces. There are drums and all, no, which produces some agitating, the mind agitating sound in the mode of passion. There are some instruments which are in the mode of ignorance, some in the mode of cognitive. So this is Veena. It's a transcendental sound, not even mode of goodness, pure mode of goodness. So we can categorize any activity, in the three modes. Here he says it's a vibrating this instrument called Veena, which is charged with transcendental sound. Transcendental sound means beyond the three modes, not even goodness, beyond that goodness, pure mode of goodness, which was given to me by Lord Krishna. Okay, so Narada Maharshi keeps chanting the glories of the holy name and travel throughout the universe, material and spiritual creation. The musical stringed instrument called the Veena, which was handed to Narada by Lord Sri Krishna, is described in the Linga Purana. And this is confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami. So this transcendental Veena is also mentioned in the Linga Purana. It's confirmed by Jiva Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana, disciples, one of the disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So this transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Krishna and Narada because all of them are the same transcendental category. Prabhupada says that when we do kirtan, it should be simple. A kartan, a mridanga, a harmonium. That's it. We don't need any other instrument. But nowadays, in the name of kirtan, we use all sorts of instruments. Why? Just to please the general public, to attract them. But unfortunately, we are deviating from the transcendental sound vibration. Okay, when we hear this, we may get attracted, but not in mode of pure goodness. So when Veena is used, okay, Mridangam, small kartal, such, and harmonium also. Now, these are all, although harmonium is not, from our Vedic culture, but Prabhupada recommends that also. Harmonium is from where? Actually, it's not a Vedic instrument. Anyone? Any idea? Hmm? It's not a Vedic instrument. It was not there. Veena was there. Tamburu was there. I think it's from Germany or somewhere, I think. I'm not very sure. It's not a Vedic instrument. Anyway, it's a very pleasing sound. It's a very in the mode of goodness. So all the early devotees, they used this.
Yeah, Prabhu, from France, 19th century, I think harmonium invented in Europe,
In Europe.
France.
Yes. It has a very sweet sound, so they use it in this also. And the modified version is the keyboard, piano or whatever it is. It's the modified version, electrical version and all. So anyway, this kirtan should be simple. It should be pleasing to our ears, and it should purify our consciousness by hearing. Not that, halla gulla and so much of sound, this and that. That is okay, just to please the present youth. So people say, we are using all this just to attract. Yes, we are attracting some of them, but at the same time, we are deviating from the actual principles. That's also there. Anyway, assumptions according to time, place, and circumstances, we have to act. But it doesn't mean that we totally deviate from the basic principles. So this transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Sri Krishna and Narada because all of them are of the same transcendental category. Sound vibrated by the instrument cannot be material, and therefore the glories and pastimes which are broadcast by the instrument of Narada are also transcendental, without a tinge of material inability. The 7 singing meters, namely Sa, Shadja, Ra, Rishabha, Ga, Gandhara, Ma, Madhyama, Pa, Panchama, Dha, Dayavata, and Ni, Nishada are also transcendental, specifically meant for transcendental songs. Okay, these are all the swaras. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Sri Narada Deva is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument. And thus he is always engaged in singing his transcendental glories and is therefore infallible in his exalted position. Following in the footsteps of Sri Narada Muni, a self-realized soul in the material world should also properly use the sound meters named Sari, Gama, etc. in the service of the Lord by constantly singing the glories of the Lord as confirmed in the Bhagavad. So following in the footsteps of Srila Narada Muni, we also should use this proper meter Sarigamapa, service of the Lord to glorify him. Uttama Shloka. He is also known as Uttama Shloka. One who is glorified with the topmost poetry. That's why he has also a name, Uttama Shloka Vartaya. So we should use the fine poetry to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is also known as Uttama Shloka. That is what Narada Maharshi is doing. So in the service of the Lord, by constantly singing the glories of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. So Narada Maharshi became a spiritual spaceman. He kept traveling throughout the universe, material as well as the spiritual world, glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Wherever he goes, he purifies that atmosphere. With whomever he comes into contact, he purifies them. He makes them devotees. Okay? He contacted Rachetas. They become pure devotees. He contacted Prahlad. He became devotees. Okay? Dhruva, Mrigari, Valmiki, Vyasa. Everybody became so many. But unfortunately, in the present time, Narada Maharshi is depicted by us. Just like a, what is that? Gossiping person. Especially in the movies and all. Like that. But he is a transcendental personality, always glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his satisfaction. Hare Krishna. So text 33, next class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, जय गो प्रेमानंदे। हरे हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा।